What's up, G-Body family? I'm looking sharp out here, y'all. So I'm just checking in with you guys to say today I was able to do 4 miles on a whim. Um, it's a huge cry from what I was doing. I was actually doing only 2 miles, and I thought that was like my best. I was crushing it at 2 miles. I was doing 2 miles within like 20 minutes, so 10-minute miles. Today decided to push myself to do 3 miles. That 3 miles turned into 4 miles. And the surprising thing about it is it felt like it was nothing, honestly. Like I honestly could have went more miles. I could have did more. And I was just like, man, when am I going to start getting winded? I didn't feel winded at all. The big thing that I think, the big takeaway that I think had a huge impact on how I felt and how far I ran is I dropped weight. So I went from 228 pounds to about 204 pounds, 205 pounds. So more or less about 25 pounds, 24 pounds, right? Is what I dropped. And it made a significant difference in how far and how long I can run. My lungs were already primed. They were already ready. They were already good. I was already good to go on that part. I can't even say I was properly hydrated. Yeah, I drank some water, probably like less than half a gallon of water. So like a quarter of a gallon of water this morning. I had my amino acids. What else? And some pre-workout, right? Yeah, I think that's it. And so the big factor that nothing's changed. So the only thing that's changed significantly is the weight that I dropped. And I dropped the 24 pounds more or less. And I feel like it made a huge difference. Like, to be honest with you, I feel like it made a significant difference. Now, I did lose a little bit of muscle. I did lose a little bit of muscle, but it was worth it. It was well worth it, to be honest with you. And I feel better. I feel healthier. I still feel strong. Obviously, I can be better and I can get stronger. But I felt like first I needed to get the weight, especially off the stomach area. I wanted to get the weight off, right? And I still got a little ways to go, right? I'm not saying I'm super ripped or anything like that. Summertime comes, I'm going to be on point, 100%. Like, meal prep is good. I follow my meal plan. I don't deviate from, my workout goals or the days or anything like that. And I get my rest, and I'm drinking plenty of water, so I'm on point with that. And I just feel really, really good, and I feel accomplished. I know it doesn't sound like much, 4 miles, but for me, it is, right? Coming from when I was only doing 1 mile, and it felt like hell doing 1 mile. I would stop 2 or 3 times in a mile. And this is when I first started, and I was probably like 230 or something like that. I was muscle, but I couldn't fucking breathe. So what's the point, right? And I was thinking like, well, what's the point if you got all this muscle mass, but you can't actually breathe? You can't, even if there was something that come up where you have to defend yourself, you got maybe a minute, a solid work, maybe, and then you're gonna gas out, right? They say fatigue will make a coward out of all of us, or any of us, right? Or the saying goes something like that. Or a submissive man, or something like that. And that's true, because if you're tired, you can't really get things accomplished. You can't even really do nothing. If you're always tired, you can't go to the gym, you can't finish your work, you can't start a new project. There's a lot of things that you can't do just from fatigue. And so yeah, I decided to sacrifice one for the other for now, right? I wanted to at least gain the skill and the discipline and the resilience to be able to run 4 or 5 miles straight, and even possibly go into like marathon levels, right? And then we'll put the muscle back on, muscle memory, right? I can get the muscle back, I can get the mass back if that's what I want. But this summer is more of a sharp look. It's not about like the biggest muscles or anything like that. It's more about a clean cut, universal look. let's think of like Michael B. Jordan. Who else? I forget the guy's name. Jonathan Major or Mayer. There's a couple of guys out there that Brad Pitt-ish. You know, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. You know, like that type of look, right? I don't know if that's his name, but whatever. That type of look, that old school, just clean cut, not a lot of muscle mass. I'm not out here trying to be The Rock or fucking, what's the other guy's name? Jason Momoa. Fuck all that. Nah, man. To be honest with you, that is a niche. Yeah, some people like it, some people don't. Which it doesn't really matter. It only matters what I like and what I care about. And what I like is I like to be able to throw on any kind of shirt, any kind of clothing, and it doesn't have to be name brand. It could come from Walmart. It could come from the secondhand store, and it just looks like $1 million on me. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to put too much thought into it, and that's a beautiful thing, and it's a confidence booster. And I've been big, and I've been jacked, and it's harder to fit things. Like I was getting extra long or extra large what are they, compression shirts, and I still couldn't fit them. Extra large compression shirt, for real, and it still felt like it just wasn't fitting right. And I was always subconscious about that. The belly kind of poking out some days the belly's flat, some days the belly is bulging. And I just got tired of that look. To be honest with you, I just got tired of that look, and I decided to cut down, and I'm grateful for it, and I think it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. So anyways, much love to you guys. A couple pro tip, not even a pro tip, what I did is with everything, right? Start off small, start off real small, and just commit to doing something consistently over and over until you get to where you want to go, right? So if that's me, I want to hit a mile, well then I'm not going to try to bite off that mile in the beginning, and I've never ran before, and I'm not going to try to do that, and I'm not going to beat myself up about it if I can't finish the full mile without stopping. I'll go a quarter of a mile or whatever I can go, and then I'll stop. Then the next time I'll do it again, and I'll do it again till I perfect that quarter of a mile or whatever distance that is, right? Then I'll move forward from there, and then I'll start biting off a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more until I get to my desired destination. Or I might just take it in one go. I might be ready the second time, right? I condition my body to get ready for it. I prepare myself for it. But I always hit my goals every time because of the method that I have to do it. And it's not trying to cram everything in at once and then being overwhelmed and then feeling like this task is too heavy for me, or you let the task or whatever you're trying to accomplish you. You know what I'm saying? If that's the thing, like you let it beat you instead of you beating it and obtaining it. And like I said, that's what everything. What did the guy say? He says, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And that's a fact. It starts with one step. It's that little step, that first step. And then you keep going, and you progressively build, just like you would do muscle. You progressively overload, right? You start off with 20, 30 pounds, and then you go up to 35 pounds. And then you try yourself again at 40 pounds. And you try yourself again at 45 pounds, depending on how fast you want to move up and how much muscle you're trying to gain in what period of time. And so, yeah, just take it easy, pace yourself. If there's a bad habit that you're trying to overcome, it's one step at a time. Same thing, same difference, right? So much love, G-Body. It's King Kim. I'm out. Go!